East Podcast, WATP.
You guys know about Opie's prank, right?
Tell me all about it.
The one where people get in the way of his perfect shot.
Oh,
and he gets upset
classic
about it.
Classic.
Well, he's got a new one. He's got a new angle on it. What I like about Opie, that he evolves. You know, he doesn't just keep doing the same thing over and over again.
That's our Opie.
He builds on it over time. And one of his favorite places to go is the John Lennon Memorial. And so he's down there filming, and this is a good twist.
There goes my perfect video. Bro, I almost had a perfect video. You ruined my perfect video. Let me move it your way now. Now I'm moving your way. That guy is a real entitled jerk. Me or the tourist? It isn't hard to do.
All right, so the worst part about this is the end of this video. There's a kid throwing money in his tip jar, in the musician's tip jar. Opie walks right up in front of him to fuck with the other guy's shot, but then fist bumps the musician, which, by the way, when I'm playing guitar, I don't need to contact you. We're not shaking hands. We're not fist bumping. I'm doing something. I'm busy. But if you're going to throw me $10 or $20, fine. Opie literally films the tip jar, showing that he never puts any money in it.
Yes.
Fist bumps the guy and then walks away.
Yeah, there is a trend happening in his videos.
He hates
the
tipping
guy in the
people.
gorilla suit, the fucking guy at the bridge or the tunnel. Yeah.
It's also worth noting that this is the place that people go in Central Park to remember John Lennon, because he was killed not that far away from this spot right here.
Right.
And musicians gather and they play Beatles songs and people sing along. Sometimes it turns into big jam sessions. Sometimes it's just a couple tourists like this who want to take pictures. This is a spot that signifies peace and love and like brotherhood. Imagine. It says it right there on the floor. The guy singing it, and what is Opie doing?
The
He's
opposite
fucking
of all of
annoying
that.
Everyone.
Yes.
He's getting in everyone's
being
face.
a
He's
douche.
ruining people taking pictures. Walking right up to the busker, putting the camera in his face, who shoots him a look like, what the fuck? He's pissing off every single person in this place and not paying anyone and then walking away. You're the bad guy, Opie. You're the guy that John Lennon's singing about. Imagine if you changed your behavior.
Also, so he does the prank where someone's walking in his sight line and he yells at them. But then he's mad at the guy next to him who wasn't the person who did that and decides he's going to walk into his sight line.
Oh, he's just spraying his anger anyway.
It's so fucking ridiculous. Well, if you didn't enjoy the comedy stylings of that one, you're not going to like this one, because Opie is again just being a busybody and not minding his own business.
We're on 72nd and Broadway, and what ends up happening, all of a sudden a truck will pull up, and they will throw some clothes racks right on the sidewalk, try to sell as much as possible, and then they skedaddle, get the hell out of here before the cops shut them down. But here you go. Here's the sale. Here's the sale.
Have your money ready.
Have your money ready. We all know, sir.
Once they're gone, they're gone.
We know the deal.
Once they're gone, they're gone.
Once they're gone, they're gone. Sample sale at Mike's.
Turn to Mike's Corner. If you go viral now, you gotta let me know.
I always go viral, brother. Hey, the cops don't bother you, right?
I got a license. You can't bother me. Nobody can bother me.
I like that.
I got a license to work any corner in New York City.
I like that. That's why you're Mike.
That's why I'm here.
All right, Mike. Good luck to you. Have a good weekend, all right? All right. Well, there you go. The hustle's real. Most of those guys don't have a license. They pull up and they sell as quickly as possible, and then they get the hell out of Dodge. All right.
What a fucking narc.
Yeah. Also, no balls.
Right. Yeah.
He's nice to the guy.
Yeah, he's like, I got a license. Why didn't you say to him, like, you don't have a fucking license? There's no way.
Yeah.
Like, how would that be possible that you're allowed to sell clothes on this street corner right here?
I'm going to whisper things as I walk away.
Instead he just goes, all right, man, cool, as you were. And then tells the camera, yeah, this is, and the name of this video is Illegal New York City Street Hustle? It's the worst.
You know, they used to bring the hottest comics of the day. They used to bring them to Opie, and he'd make them sit in the waiting room.
Yes.
And then let them come in. And now he's got to get out of the way from the guy selling knockoff merchandise in the corner of 72nd, because that guy's actually making money and has shit to do. And you got to get out of the way, Opie.
Again, it's a brown person. I just want to point that out. Opie always thinks he can fuck with brown people. He has no problem with that. He's just kind of like screaming at the guy and fucking with his business.
And lying about going viral, too.
I always go viral. You've never gone viral. Never once, sir.
No sense of self that he's this giant, tall, white guy with blonde hair shoving cameras in your face that just looks like whatever the definition of a narc was. They were told, this is it.
And he's trying to spook the guy. Oh, the cop's going to come by here? Like, he's trying to get the guy to be like, fuck, we got to go. It didn't work.
No.
Because everyone has more street smarts than Opie.
Opie's the one who went.
Yes, correct. All right. We haven't seen Opie on a live stream in over a week. Mm-hmm. And so he finally popped out. He didn't set up the camera and the ring light and the purple mouth thing. He didn't do that. But he did get on his phone and he filmed the ocean from his house in the Hamptons. And we're off to a very peaceful start.
Peaceful, right, doggy? That's right, doggy. We're at the ocean way out east on Long Island getting ready for the summer. Days away from moving out here for the entire summer. I can't wait. I say goodbye to that city very, very soon. Doggy's going to be very, very happy. Yes, he is. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome to my little live stream. We'll be live streaming on the reg very, very soon. John Courts, good morning, Open Squad. What have you?
Yes. I was worried that we scared Opie off the internet like we did Stuttering John. Not the case. He will be back to streaming very soon. That's exciting.
Is this going to affect his podcast deal that's going on right now? Because I know it's moving to a new platform, and maybe that's what the pause is about.
I'm glad you brought that up. Because he said he had that deal. He just had to make sure it wasn't exclusive, that he could still put his podcast on all the different platforms. And that was 2 months ago?
Yeah.
It's been a while. And now he's podcasting less. And he was all excited about this deal. He was going to get him out there more and get him more exposure.
Well, I think the way Aaron explained it from Steel Toe is that you have 2 meetings and then like a month goes by and then you have to have 2 more and they have to be... So he's probably got a couple months. 3 or 4
more meetings until I get this job.
And then never mention it again.
Yes. Well, this is exciting. So Opie's at his house in the Hamptons, and he actually has people coming over.
Oh.
Yeah, which I never hear about. I never hear about dinner parties or people coming over. This is great news.
Hey, doggy. Yeah, doggy's very, very happy. We're at the ocean, getting ready for summer. Got a lot of people coming over today to help clean up the house, get it ready for the summer. Fortunate enough to leave that damn city in the next 10 days for the entire summer. Oh, I can't wait. Icy, what's up, Icy?
Okay, so it's just cleaners. Damn it! For a second there, I thought he had something going on.
Does he ever show the house, or is it always just the backyard there?
Oh, yeah, it's always the backyard. He's very protective.
Oh, so there won't be any special guest stars next week?
I don't think so. But he's got a very busy schedule. This is why he hasn't been streaming lately.
Take my like. Well, I'll do that, hippie. Thank you. But last 2 weeks of school for the kids have just been, there's just so much going on that I... decided to shut her down until summer, but a little check-in really fast today, and then we'll be back on the regular basis very, 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 very soon. I got to get past pizza day. I got to get past the egg drop. I got to get past pajama day. I got to get past sort of sleeping at the school day. I got to get past all the field trips and field day.
Those are all things his kids are doing.
Yeah, how much is he involved with any of that?
I don't understand. He's been complaining about this for weeks now. How busy he is because his kids have pizza day?
How much of his time can be taken up by pajama day? Like, what does that require of him?
I don't remember my dad coming home from work and be like, God damn it, I work 50 hours a week and now you have pizza day on Monday? I don't have time for this. Why are your parents involved in this at all? Who gives a shit? But Opie does have a very busy day today.
It's a day of a lot of chores. It's a day of going to Lowe's. It's a day of going to Home Depot. It's a day of possibly trying to get some outdoor furniture. It's a day where cleaning crews are coming to the house, getting it ready for summer. So we're very, very busy.
He's lying, and he's bad at it. Because I've had days at the other house where there's a lot of shit to do. You don't have to go to Lowe's and Home Depot. You pick one.
Yeah, he's trying to build a list out of nothing.
Yeah, he's trying to stretch it out. Guys, I got to go to the hardware store and the hardware store.
I got to buy nails and a hammer.
Yeah, right. And then he's like, if people are coming over to clean, okay, that has nothing to do with you.
Right.
You got to let them in, okay. And then I might buy some outdoor furniture. Sick, man.
He's so
Sounds like a
far
lot.
removed from being busy that his fantasy of a busy life is that of a retired old man.
Yes.
Like, that's what a retired person does, just runs little errands and enjoys their life.
A rich retired person, yes.
Yeah,
People come
who's
over to
retired.
clean my place, and I got to get ready for that.
It's not a younger person's fantasy.
All right, so, of course, he's reading his chat, and I don't know why Opie can't stop himself from reading chats he doesn't want to read, but it happens every time.
Where's Jim Norton? Oh, God, why do you have to ruin my morning? I don't know where Jim Norton is. I haven't seen him in so many years, I can't even count.
All right, so what you've done by reading that is you've invited other people to now fuck with you and bring up Jim Norton or Anthony or Sam Roberts or all the things you pretend you don't want to talk about.
But they don't, right?
Oh, they do.
Oh, okay.
He's just invited it because he could have just let that scroll by, never acknowledge it, but instead he did. And so now someone talks about how, once again, Jim and Anthony did a show on WABC.
Dave, did you see Anthony and Jim on ABC? God, no. Nope. I smell opportunity for a reunion. Nope, nope, and nope. Hey, there's Doggy. Where you going, Doggy? All right, go check on things. Make sure the perimeter is sealed, okay? But, you know, Anthony and Jim Norton, they should have worked together many, many years ago. I mean, many years ago. And they still don't work together on a regular basis. They're fucking missing an opportunity. Those two are stupid people. But me joining that? Hell no.
I thought he was going to elaborate on why they're stupid.
Nope.
Okay.
He goes, they should have worked together. They're stupid people. Although both of them went on to other careers that made tons of money and are way more successful than Opie, but they're stupid.
He didn't bring that up.
No, he didn't bring that part up where he's just like, yeah, but then they went on to do things that they didn't actually need to
I just don't understand Opie.
collaborate.
He wants us to believe that Opie and Anthony show ended, and they've all been doing the same thing until right now when
Right.
Anthony and Jim have now gotten back together. That's what he wants us to think.
I also love the idea they're just like, hey, you know, now that Anthony and Jim are doing shows together, maybe there'll be a reunion. And Opie's just like, I'm not going to do that. Dude, you're not invited. I've talked to both Anthony and Jim. I can promise you, they also don't need you there or want you there. E-Rock was there the first time they all got together at WABC. He's
It's
welcome.
already happened. You weren't invited.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, this is exactly the behavior of someone not invited to the party.
I hate that party. I don't want to go to that party.
Parties suck.
What are they, like hot chicks and everyone's getting drunk?
It's
No, I don't
Sunday at 9. I have to go to bed.
Why would I want an audience?
So then later on in the show, he's talking about Stalker Patty, and Mo brings up, he's like, dude, you're living in the past too much. And this definitely triggers Opie when people tell him that.
Dude, you're so stuck in the past. It's sad. How am I stuck in the past? I'm doing a live stream, and I've talked maybe 2 to 3 minutes about the past, Mo. I don't like dishonest people like you, Mo.
Oh.
If you're here to be dishonest, we're gonna have to get rid of you. All right. I'm doing a lot of things that have nothing to do with Opie and Anthony. I do a live at Get Thoughts once a week. Although Matt's been just hammered with work. He's stressed out. He's got people quitting. He's got landlord issues. So he's like, he doesn't call me Opie. He goes, Gregg, I need to take a couple weeks. I got to figure out my shit.
Yep.
But we'll be back doing the live at Get Parts very, very soon. I do that. I'm doing live streams walking around New York City, and I barely talk about the past or Opie and Anthony. So, Mo, you're a very, very dishonest person. I don't like people like you, if you want to know the truth. Andy Vollen, what's going on, brother?
You want to know the truth? I got to be honest. If I see in the chat someone accuse me of something that I don't do, I don't acknowledge it. I don't feel I need to justify myself. What are you talking about? All I do is get abortions every year. I don't do that.
And poor Matt, I'm sure, did not want him talking about his personnel problems.
Right.
Or the landlord.
Right.
What an asshole.
Every private conversation becomes fodder because he doesn't talk to people very often. He's got nothing else to talk
I'm not
about.
living in the past, but look over here. This guy and his problems.
He felt he needed to justify what he's been doing. He's like, no, I'm doing tons of stuff. I hang out with my friends at the bar. I walk around New York and talking to my phone. What do you mean?
Look, I got doggy.
You could hear it even in the way Opie told it. You could hear that guy Matt having to come up with excuses as to why he can't wear wigs and shout in the front of the bar anymore. Like as far away from him and his act as possible. All the things that have nothing to do with how terrible his show is. Just a landlord and rent and climate, and there's a lot of issues. You were fired from the bar. They don't want you there anymore.
I think he's there live right now. I got the notification. Missy
Really?
B said he's on there. Yeah, I think they're doing a show right now.
Matt
competing
worked out
with
the
us.
problems with the landlord?
Opie's looking through the windows. I think someone's in there.
We still have over 1,100 people watching us, even though we're competing with Opie live right now.
I don't know how we're doing it.
Eric Nagel is in the chat. He just gave us $5. Thank you very much. He says, I don't think he likes taking care of his kids. He would always say, ugh, I got to have to babysit my kids. You don't never have to babysit your kids. That's how that works.
Oh, yeah.
But that might be why he's angry. All right, one more clip on here. So Mo's the one who said, you're just living in the past. We're talking about Stalker Patty. Well, he gets booted.
You either talk about Anthony, Jim, or Sam. You have no motion on your own. You're set. Okay, Mo, let's get rid of you. You're just stupid. Let's get rid of this dumb Mo. Bye, Mo. Bye, Mo. There was a time... God, I tell people, just ask and I'll tell the truth. There was a time I went all in, getting my side of the story out as far as Anthony goes and Sam goes and Jim Norton goes and Opie and Anthony goes. I finally felt like I needed to get my side out, and it was a little over the top, and it was maybe a bit obsessive.
Oh.
And it took up a lot of time that I could have been doing other things. But I pretty much have segged out of that. I touch on it here and there maybe. But that's it. I just hate dishonest people. I really do.
That's interesting. So now Opie's admitting that he went a little bit too hard when he was going real hard at Anthony and Jim and Sam. Did I go a little over the top? I don't know. Did you? I guess he did. I've never heard him say that before.
But if anyone asks him about it, they're being dishonest.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. That was months ago. What do you mean I live in the past? I haven't done that since March. Okay. I mean, I still do too, but I was doing a lot more in March than I am now. So what do you mean by that? Mo got booted for that. You don't want to be a person who brings up things he doesn't want to hear in his chat. You will get blocked when you do that.
How many people are really watching that for fun? How many people are asking sincere questions about his day outside of...
You could count them if you took your socks off. Yeah. You'd be able to count how many people are doing that.
So it's all hate watching.
Yeah. I mean, I don't hate it. But I know what you mean.
Who are these podcasts?